your faces today. I'm so happy to be with you again. Have you been enjoying your Easter break? And it's been nice and sunny, hasn't it? Let me know what you've been up to, and I hope that you have a fantastic start back to your school this week. Well, today we are talking about light. Can you think of some things that give off light? The sun. The sun is a good one, a very, very good one. Maybe a torch, a lamp, the big spotlights or lights or bulbs in your ceilings. Lots of things give off light. And did you know that light travels very fast? This is how fast it travels. 670,616,629 miles per hour. What is actually the fastest thing in the universe? It travels so fast. And today I've just got two simple experiments that you could do at home to learn a little bit more about light. So firstly, I've got a glass of water, very simple, and I've got a chopstick. You could use a pencil or a straw or something that just straight like this. And I'm going to put it in the water, and then if I lift it up, maybe you've seen this before, that it starts going this way and then it bends and goes this way. But wait, when I take it out, it's straight again. So it's not broken. So why does it bend differently in the water? Well, that is a word called refraction. Can you say it? Refraction. And that just means that light changes direction when it goes into something different. So it's going from air and into water. So it changes direction. And that means that we see it differently. So we see it slightly bent. Isn't that cool? Something you could try at home. Okay, for my next experiment, I need a piece of paper. I need some colouring pens or paints or pencils or whatever. And maybe you don't have these at home, maybe you do. An old CD or DVD. And hopefully you can see that because of the light, there's lots of different colours, like a rainbow on it. And I'm also going to need a bit of a torch if the light is not very good. So I'm going to set that up now. Okay, and then what I can do is when I get it into a good enough position so that there's lots of rainbows on my paper, I can start drawing those rainbows. So I'm going to give it a go now, and then I'll show you what I've got at the end. Right, so I can see that there's a rainbow forming across my paper. And the biggest colour I can see is green. So I'm going to get a green.
I'm going to trace that green all the way as far as I can see it, like that. Next is yellow. And then I can also see, it's very small, but a little bit of orange going into pink, going into red. So I'm going to go for orange. Orange. Bit of pink. And red.
So there, that's one rainbow on my paper, and now I can keep moving it around until, wow, there's a big one there. And you might want to get someone to help you or a stand so you can stand these up and draw lots of rainbows around your paper. Well, those are two simple light experiments you could do at home to find out a little bit more about light. So we've got refraction and we've got white light turning into rainbows, which I think is very cool. All right, well, now we are going to head to worship, which means you can jump to your feet, we're going to sing, we're going to dance, we're going to worship together. So I'm going to hand over to the team right now. Let's go.
Hi, Adventure Kids. Let's get ready to worship in this next song.
Found
good to worship with you guys. Well, like I said earlier, we're talking about light. And we're actually talking about this really, really cool thing that Jesus says in the Bible, where he says that he is the light of the world. Well, what does that mean? Well, let's think for a moment. What is the biggest light source you know in the world? What's the biggest source of light? It's the sun. And the sun's been shining so beautifully recently. That gives off the most light ever, more than anything else. Now imagine trying to create your own sun. So I've got a light here. Oh, turn that one on, it's very bright. And then I might add all the light from my phone as well, just to give a bit more light. Maybe I'll bounce that light off a mirror so that it feels even more bright. Can you see my face? Is it super, super bright? I think I've nailed it. I think that's as bright as the sun, right? No, probably not. Well, do you know what? That is what it's like when we try to do things all by ourselves. We can try really hard to make something work, but it will never be as good as the sun itself. So that's what it's like with Jesus. We might try really hard to do things by ourselves. Maybe it's our schoolwork, or it's trying really hard to be nice or kind to people, or it's trying really hard to feel better when we feel sad. We might do okay with those things, but actually it's so much better to ask for Jesus' help, because he is the best light source. Like he says, he is the light of the world. And if we need help, he is going to help us. He will help us understand ourselves better. He will help us see the world better. He will help us know which way to go. And that is because he is the light of the world. That verse is taken from the book of John, chapter 8, verse 12. So if you want to learn it, you can find it in the book of John, chapter 8, verse 12. Okay? Let's think of a lighthouse for a second. Have you ever heard of one of those before? Do you know what they do? Well, we don't actually use lots of them anymore. But a while ago, lighthouses were really, really good because they shone a bright light and they would shine it out to sea. And that meant that people who were driving boats would know where they're going because they would see the light coming around and round and they would go, oh, that is where the land is. Very good, I know where I am. And do you know what? That is a great, great visual for what Jesus does for us. We might be wandering around, not knowing where to go, and Jesus goes, hello, hello, here I am. Come this way, or go that way, or come with me, this is where we're going. And I think that's so cool that Jesus does that for us. Well, let's take a moment together, and we can think about what this means for our lives, for me and for you. I wonder if you could close your eyes. If you could all just close your eyes, because I want you to picture something. I want you to imagine you are on a boat. You are at the wheel of the boat. What does the wheel look like? Is it a really old boat with a big wooden steering wheel? Is it a big new fancy boat with lots of buttons and boop, 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 boop? What does your boat look like? Is it really big? Is it a small rowing boat and you're just rowing gently? What does your boat look like? And I wonder if you could also hear the sound of the waves as you go along the sea. Can you hear them crashing against the boat? Gently, gently, gently. What's the weather like? Is it sunny? Is it rainy? Is it just so? Or is it getting a bit windy? And who else is on your boat? Are you with your friends, your family? Are you with your class at school on a school trip? What is it that you're doing? Now I want you to think for a second that the day has gone on, you've been on your boat, you've enjoyed yourself, and now it starts to get a bit darker outside. It gets a bit darker and a bit darker. How are you feeling? Are you still sure where you're going or what you're doing? And the waves are still gently, gently crashing against the boat and taking you on. And you're still driving, but now it's a bit more difficult to see, and you're not quite sure where to go with the boat. You know that you need to get to the island that's coming up ahead, but you don't know where it is because it's just started to get so dark. Now, all of a sudden, you look out into the distance, and what do you see? You see a big lighthouse with its massive light roaming all around. And you know that is where you need to be. How do you feel in that moment? Do you feel happy, excited? Did you know you were going to find it all along? That's awesome. And now you drive your boat safely to the island, and you can carry on and enjoy yourself with whatever you plan to do there. Now, keeping your eyes closed, I want you to think that that lighthouse was like Jesus. And when you were lost, or it felt a bit dark, when you weren't sure what to do, just at the right time, Jesus shows up and he says, "Here I am, come with me. Here I am, this is where you need to go." And remember that feeling. How happy did you feel? How excited did you feel? And remember, that's what it's like with Jesus. He wants to come and lead you and guide you. And that those feelings we can have are so exciting, so amazing. And I want you to remember that every day this week. When it gets a bit dark, or you feel a bit lost, or you're not sure what to do, just say, "Jesus, you are the light of the world. You are the light of the world, and I know you will guide me." That's as simple as it is. Jesus, you are the light of the world, and I know you will guide me. Why don't you say that now? Amazing. And I want you to remember that in whatever you're feeling lost or worried or scared in. Amen. Amazing. You can open your eyes. And you know what? That is just something to help you remember how amazing Jesus is. Guys, I have loved teaching you all about the light of the world this week, and I can't wait to see you next week for more about who Jesus is. So, see you then. Bye.